All right, so this video is about the theme in life, about themes in life. And so I wanted to make this video about the theme that I am learning in life, that I am being given so many opportunities to learn about in order to come to terms with, so that I can, so that I am more aware of the effect that it's having in my life. So that I can move beyond where I'm at to, wherever. And so right now, it seems that there is a theme that I'm exploring in life, in the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, is giving me these opportunities to explore, and it has to do with alignment. It's something that first came to my attention running barefoot in the sand down the beach in Mexico, where it's like you can run, if you run in the tracks of say like a vehicle that went by, it doesn't work, because you have to, your body is the proportions that it is, and your form is what it is. You need to be able to you need to take command of your run and where you're putting yourself, how you're of your run. You need to be in control of what you're going through, because it's like the idea was that if you are making if you make a huge error, like making a big mistake, you will essentially notice and correct yourself pretty quickly right away. Where it's like if you're making a very small error, you probably won't notice, and you will continue doing it for a significant amount of time, and that can have a very detrimental effect, such as like doing damage to your body. And like, this is just a repeating theme for myself. I know that in writing, because there's been days where I've had to peel myself away from my computer, where it's like, 16 hours a day, because I'm just really on a roll. I'm on fire. So I give it my everything. But if your posture isn't just right, your shoulders can flare up, and you can develop like carpal tunnel syndrome in your hands from sitting there typing for so long. And it's not the action itself, it's how you're doing it. And just like with the running. And then another one too is to do with yoga. If you aren't paying attention to certain things, because of, if you have a serious practice, so this is something that you're doing every day, or pretty much every day, over the course of many, many years. So what can happen is that you end up doing a move, a pose, certain movements thousands of times. And because some of them they put strain on certain parts of your bodies, certain parts of your body. And so if you are not aware of the proper alignment for doing certain things, about how, that's part of the role of the yoga teacher, is to have this understanding of the muscular skeleton system, all that kind of stuff, how it works, and how to avoid certain injuries, and be more, so that you can progress in your practice without doing damage to yourself. Because when you hurt yourself, then you experience downtime, and then you have to figure out what it is that you're doing wrong, and that can be challenging. And that is why, for myself, on this journey of yoga and becoming a yoga teacher, I'm learning a lot more intimately just how important it is to have a teacher who really knows what they're doing, so that they can help you to avoid some of the pitfalls that could be associated with practicing certain things. I mean, it's just like that with, say, say learning how to play guitar or something like that. I mean, you have somebody help you in the beginning stages. They tell you, what to watch out for, and so that you develop healthy technique from the beginning. And then the other example, for myself, is to do with work, because that is something. Right now I work in the flooring business, and so I put in floors. I install laminate, vinyl click, and hardwood flooring, engineered glue down flooring in people's homes. And so regardless of what you're doing, it requires putting down material repetitively. So you're putting these things down, you're doing a number of exercises, or not exercises, movements. You're going through certain motions repetitively. And if you are not careful, you can, if you don't take steps to essentially balance out the workload that the job is putting on your body, you can end up injuring yourself just because of, you do something a certain way, a certain number of times, and it's not balanced. And then, it can have like a really negative effect. And I noticed that because I'm getting up, down, off the ground, and then putting all of my weight on a certain leg. I always sit in a certain way, and I get up in a certain way, and then all of a sudden my hip hurts. Or I'm doing, when I'm traveling or something, if I'm not using both arms, going back and forth, and all of a sudden, I've gassed my arms, or and then it can hurt. I've hurt my shoulders, I've hurt my knees, I've hurt so many things, and all of it is 100% avoidable just by essentially embracing proper alignment in the things that you're doing. And so now because I've been given so many reflections of this, it's just impossible for me to overlook, certainly with the kind of a person that I am, and the way that I feel about these experiences that I have. It's just like, okay, so now it's like, the takeaway is just slow down in everything that you're doing, and be very aware of your alignment as you go through the movements that you're doing, whether it's yoga, whether it's running, to just have everything that you do be done very intentionally and consciously, and so that you're very aware of, keeping in mind the impact that what you're doing has on your body. And certainly, like at work, like I just take my time now, instead of just trying to, power through it and just get the job done and just stay focused on one aspect of what needs to be done, which is getting the material put down so that we can get paid. The other part is not wrecking my body and keeping myself safe, and not doing things so that I'm going to experience pain, so that when I get off of work, I need to rest or recuperate, and so that the things that I do at work doesn't have a negative impact on the other elements of my life. Because if I go and hurt myself at work, then I'm gonna not think that it's such a good idea to go and practice yoga, intense yoga anyways, after work. It's going to make more sense for me to rest. So it's like, just very, this is the theme that I am exploring right now in life. And I've heard Bashar talk about themes. Like, we come here with a number of themes to go through. I mean, this word alignment, it has a lot of depth to it. You can apply that word to a lot of things. The first one is like when the stars come into alignment, or there's different things. But I just think that it's interesting. He says there's a lot of different themes that we come in. And so I've thought about this. It's funny because it's the narrative in my head, but it's like I don't like to encourage anything, but I would almost encourage, you, which I suppose is whoever's listening to this, to see if you can recognize what the theme is in your life. For myself right now, I only am looking at the one, and that has to do with alignment. I mean, I have certainly been through some other themes with things. Sometimes it's discipline. Sometimes it's boundaries or whatever, and you get like all of these opportunities to learn about these things in depth, so that you can not be your own victim, for what it's worth. So yeah, I really encourage anybody to take time and see if you explore and see if you can recognize any themes that you are going through. All right, so yeah, that's it.